Yo man, it's another exciting day. I'm getting lost. I'm meeting up with Tibo Touch for the Amatyma Series.
Hey man, I'm gonna be 15 minutes late.
Oh.
After I spoke to you, my left side like swollen.
Is it?
But I'm wearing shades. Yeah, I had to go to an optometry.
That was Tibo Touch, just letting me know that he's running a little bit late for our session. I appreciate that, man. It says a lot about him as an individual, as a character, you know. He realizes that we've got an appointment and he's running late. The decent thing to do is to call, man. And I'm sure he's a great father, even on that department. You know, he can be able to manage his life like that. You must understand that Touch also has a gift. He's got a big gift of motivating people. So for me, I'm excited. Touch and I have known each other for years. We used to play for the same celebrity soccer team, Kaizer Chiefs celebrity soccer team actually. He's a legend, man, 100%. So basically, thank you so much, my brother.
Anything for you,
But we're distancing, so maybe you can, so that we can hear you. You can take off your mask, you know, so that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
So that we can.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you know, I'm starting a new movement called Amatyma.
Nice.
And you know, Amatyma is a slang kokas for fathers, responsible fatherhood.
100%.
And for me, I want to have a conversation with different fathers, and I want to start with people that are close to me, people that I know are always advocating parenthood on their social media.
You leading that.
No,
you and the kids, you wife, the kids, you leading that.
But I can be together. So for me, this series is meant to create a dialogue to someone who's watching there, who's a father, who's going through different challenges. So I'll be talking to fathers who are divorced, single, married, and you are a married father of two.
God's grace.
Yeah, and the nice thing about you, what I understand of it, because I've known you for such a long time, is you've got two boys,
100%.
and both have got different mothers. The one you married to, the one you used to date years ago. So for me, it's about navigating through that. You know, there's someone out there who might be watching this who's in a similar situation to yours. How do you help someone like that to navigate through something like that? Because it's about relationship management, I'm assuming.
You know, the difficult thing which we fail to do, especially as breadwinners, is what we don't understand about relationship. We play second position in the first role.
Yeah.
And what we struggle with, understanding that playing second position in your first role is allowing the fact that yes, I'm a breadwinner, yes, I'm the father, but I actually do all of this revolving around me, but it's not about me.
Yeah.
It's never about me, and I'm prepared to put myself second in a position that assumes me to be leading or in charge.
Yeah.
So most of the years I failed in relationship was because I was the one who has to come first.
Yeah.
And it's simple. We grew up in houses where the father gets dished the first steak or
the biggest piece.
You know.
Yeah.
And there's a book I'm reading called Leaders Eat Last.
Yeah.
What we need to understand is that leaders don't eat last simply because they are second thought.
Yeah.
Leaders eat last because you are fulfilled in knowing what's under your care has 100% provision out of your blood, sweat, and tears.
Right.
The same applies even with arguments. You know, we always want to have the last word.
Yeah.
But I realize that
there's no need.
Having the last word does not necessarily mean that's what's going to be implemented.
That's true.
You know, we argue about what color you want to paint the kitchen, for instance.
Yeah.
And I've seen relationships go wrong over an argument that could have been avoided.
Yeah.
as fathers, MJITA, our main responsibility is to know that we are not just on the field, but we are playing on the bench.
Yeah.
We are also on reserve.
Yeah.
For that emergency.
Yeah.
To strike. And you lead better from behind, because as a racer, I love racing. You know, I it's one of my big passions.
So you into F1?
I'm into F1 big time. I love it. You have more chances of winning any race if you're coming from behind.
Yeah, because you can see the playing field.
Secondly, whoever that's in front sets the tone on how best to take certain angles,
and
how to apply yourself at an apex. You can't do that without anyone ahead of you, and it applies with relationship. Raising two boys, the way I handle arguments with their moms, the way I handle issues in the house, they're watching me.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay, so this one had a fight with mom, and it's how he dealt with it.
So I'm gonna apply the same.
So the best, you have no idea. The one who's observing from the back is taking every little inch of your conduct, your response, and we have a problem not understanding that those who are under our care are not only there to take
Yeah.
or take instructions. They are also there to test our leadership.
Sure.
Your daughter can test you by having a different view
Yeah.
on a certain matter.
Absolutely.
And because, I mean, I realize you're one of the guys that's blessed. You have a great relationship with both your mom and dad. I
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
But some of us have difficulty with connecting with male figures simply because we were always told that if it's not this way, there's no other way.
It's this way or the highway.
And
yeah.
I see how you argue with your young girls, your daughters, and that has created an environment at home that says we can go to dad with any issue.
Anything. And we can have our own opinion.
You understand?
As young as we are.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm blessed to have friends like yourself who I borrow from your wisdom now and then.
Yeah.
I see how you handle issues. I got friends that I also look at how they handle the issues.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, we are not failures as men. The only part we fail is that moment we don't have that guy to call and say, in fact,
a point of reference.
Antonio
Yeah.
And that for me is one of the biggest drought in relationships. If you realize, most people that I'm close to, they are also married.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So you keep it.
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason for you to keep friends who are married and who are also fathers? So that's the one thing I want to know. And also, I want to get a better understanding on the relationship you have or you had with your dad. I don't know if he's still alive or if it's passed on. Yeah. If it's passed on.
No, we you know, I'm blessed to come from a family of like a patriarchal system.
Yeah.
I have 9 uncles who have always played a father figure in my life.
Right.
To such an extent that, you know, when my dad is there or whether my dad is not there, I had the cushion of 9 strong males who have always guaranteed me a pass, like a gateway to anything I'm dealing with.
Right.
But if you understand my history, I was raised by my grandfather.
Yeah, because you always speak about that, and I want us to get into that. So, is your biological father still alive or is passed on?
So I was raised by my granddad because earlier I was separated with my dad.
Okay.
We reconnected, and you know, I never felt the void of not having a father figure in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed because where I stand today, I can say that I became I fathered myself. I don't want to say I fathered myself, but having that upbringing so early from as early as primary school.
Yeah.
Being with a man of that stature.
Yeah. Man of the cloth.
I felt that don't struggle with whatever it is in my life, that the future unfolds around the issues with how do I handle other people, or as a father today, how do I have a relationship with my son? Because I was blessed to have, like I said to you, I've always been around my grandfather from childhood, and whatever that has happened, you know, politically as a matter of exile, with, you know, my biological dad, there was never a void of a father figure.
Yeah, because the grandfathers plus the uncles. Yeah,
which was a strong influence until this day. I look at people that say, if my father was there, I would be this. If my dad was there,
things would be different. Yeah.
But it's ethereal for me, because that is not progressive to look at what I did not have.
Yeah.
I look at what
you had and what you made with that.
Yeah. So I stand here being proud to say, I can speak about fatherhood, not from a point of lack, but from the abundance of love I had with my
grandfather.
With my grandfather. Hence, his departure last year was the first experience maturely at this age of saying, damn, that's what it means
to lose a loved one.
Lose someone who you know is the first to reprimand you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the need for me to feel that I needed some kind of a male influence in my life. I never felt the void for it, but I also was blessed, like I said to you, from an early hood. I understood, coming from the family I'm from, having influential figures in my uncles. My father, who is like an activist who got involved with all kinds of politics. I had the salvation of my grandfather being there to say, okay,
and to protect
you are covered.
Yeah, and to protect you.
So yeah, I'm there now as a father who navigates between two boys with different moms. And
yeah, how did you navigate through that? Did you sit your boys down at any point and explain to them the reality?
Nah, there's no method to it. I don't think I can sit here and speak like I have the opinion on how to be a best father.
Of course.
But I will say I drink from the well of the abundance of love that I received.
Yeah.
From everybody in my family. The Malefas are very strong male figures, and I pick up a conversation today with any of my uncles, and they will talk to me like their son.
Yeah.
So we have this.
Because it's what you are actually to them.
In my family, everyone who is an uncle to you is your father.
Yeah. And that's how it should be.
And that's what we do. On the 24th of September, on Heritage Day, we're taking all the boys over the age of 13. We do this all the time because we have so many male boys, my cousins, all of them collectively. We take them from the age of 13. It's our induction into manhood. We do it every year.
Yeah.
With myself and Mohale, because I'm the oldest grandson of the Malefas.
Right, so you're leading the pack.
Yeah, so the third generation of the Malefas, we go and we entrench it early in their lives to say, Banaba Tabo, Haba Fitla Ho, Banaba
Gehai.
Yeah.
You are brothers and sisters. And for me, that's what this Amatyma series is about. So, for me, Amatyma or a father is not just limited to biology.
Yeah.
An uncle can be your father figure.
Yeah.
We've got fathers who are actually gay, who adopt kids. So for me, it's broader than that. You know, you've got men who run child
early.
You know, homes. You know, children's homes and all that. Before I close, my brother, I am inspired by your fatherhood, and that's why I think having this conversation with you, I felt was quite important.
Yeah.
I wanted to create an environment where fathers get together, you know, and share their experiences. Because as a married man yourself, there's a guy who's single who's going through different challenges to what you're going through. There's a guy who's divorced who's a father. His challenges are completely different to yours and I on a daily.
It's not copy and paste.
Yeah. It's trial and error.
It's not copy and paste, you know. And I think we need to borrow from each other and be prepared to open up about our vulnerabilities. But also we shouldn't walk around like victims.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't believe in that victim
pity
mentality.
parties don't work.
No, I don't believe in that victim mentality. That's why anything that happened in my past, I can't account for it, but I can account for what I'm doing with
in the present and for the future.
100%. 100%. Bro.
So before I close, so with every interview that I do, with every guest, I ask them 3 questions.
Correct.
They're the same questions,
Sure.
and the answer is there's no right or wrong.
Okay.
So the first question I'd like to ask you is, what would you say, or what would your message be to someone out there, a guy who's struggling to have kids, and they've been trying and trying.
As in incapable of having kids, or not finding the right partner to have kids with?
Whichever. So he's in a dilemma. He really wants to have kids, and he's been trying. Let's say maybe it's a married guy, or he's engaged or whatever, and he's been struggling. Is there anything that you can say to someone like that? I want to be careful
in answering that question, because there are biological reasons as to some people not being able to have kids, which are reproductive challenges. But there's also a challenge of not having the right partner. And for me, it's okay if you can't have kids if you don't have the right person. But it's a problem to have kids for the sake of having kids. If the partner is not right. And the truth is, before you invest in an offspring or in having a child, put equity in a relationship. Once you become a father, anything can happen to you. Every day I leave my house knowing that I might not make it back today.
That's
but the person I left behind knows how to handle. But if you just bump into some airhead and everything you worked hard for, it's going to be a waste. How many kids, after they lose their father, the family just plummets?
Everything just goes down. And they get into drugs.
You understand what I'm saying? So we don't put equity in the right. I don't want to be clinical, but you know, if we're gonna form a zygote, if we're gonna form this egg, if we're gonna form this embryo, we gotta understand there are scientific connections that happen that goes beyond the science, which are also spiritual.
True.
I'm connecting you with my ancestors, my lineage. It's one of the most deep amalgamation between two people that we need to invest in to say, is this the right recipient?
And treasure.
Yeah. You can't put milk in a salt can. And
and expect nothing to happen. No, true.
Bro.
So the second question I want to ask you is, if there's anything that you would like to say to your father out there that you've never had an opportunity to say to him, what would that be?
I've lived to every principle of the Molefes, and I'm proud to have been born in a family that taught me the fear of God. And I want to say thank you for bringing me to this world, because I would have never had the opportunity first to be Tabo, but the gift of being a Molefe, it is a priceless, and I speak for myself, it's a priceless entity that I preserve every quality, I preserve virtues and teachings that I'm brought under, and it's my responsibility to transfer it to other Molefes, so I will live up to that promise.
Yo, that's deep. The last question before I let you go, my brother. So I want you to send a message to your boys that they will look back 20 years from now and remember. So put yourself 20 years ahead and send a message to your boys. What would that be?
Don't crush the Maybach. Don't crush the Maybach. All right? Please. It's very important. Equity in relationship is everything. Whether it's the woman you're going to fall in love with and bring home to say, Dad, I found the right one. Equity in relationship is everything. By now, everything that I have materially will be insignificant in 20 years. But the people I've introduced you to and how I've evolved with them, it is the best gift I can give you, because in your relationship is where you're going to actually understand the power of your balance sheet. So if you don't invest in those relationships, for going in the best school that I put you through, for going in, I mean, from month 3, my kids have been in private Montessori's to private schools. It has not been easy, because that money doesn't fall from trees.
Absolutely.
But we put our kids through those institutions so that you can pick up a call to your friend who's now a CEO of Allen Gray, or who's now a CEO of AT&T, and say, hey, I'm coming through for vacation. So Dad did all of that to allow you the plethora of network that nothing can reduce it or minimize it to anything insignificant. You got all tools. Your relationships are your assets. Invest in them.
Yo, my brother, I'm going to keep you posted in terms of how far the movement goes. I want you to be involved, because I know you're quite passionate about this particular subject and movement. And for me, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to come and talk to you, because these are things that we normally don't talk about as men. You know, we play a lot of golf together, and I think these are conversations we need to entrench onto the course
100%.
About our well-being, about what matters to us, the challenges we go through as fathers. Because in as much as we're both married, we've got different challenges that we go through. I've got challenges with my daughters that you might not have with your sons, and that's why we always have to bounce of each other. And you keep saying that my daughters are your daughters-in-law, Mara. You don't want to pay no wala, mama. You must pay, Papa. You must pay.
We're gonna invest in that relationship equity first.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
There we go.
Let's get them to read the right books now. Let's get them to eat the right food. You know what I mean?
And watch the right shows.
You know, so all of those things, they really, really matter, man. Our friends that are struggling with health condition is because of the kota from the age of 14. All of those things.
They
at
catch
14, up. They catch up. And I see it with myself. I'm like, geez, you know.
So also
no, I eat it.
But
I eat it, but I'm you know, I'm developing all types of allergies now. And I need to start being careful.
And we're over 40 now. And you know what happens.
So we don't fix your mistake at a crisis mode. Fix it at the development stage.
100%. My brother, thank you so much for your time. And this for me is just going to inspire a lot of people. A lot of people look up to you, and so do I personally. I mean, you are younger than me, but I look up to you. I think you're a great father, you're a great husband, and a great businessman.
He's only saying that because you're on camera.
No, not at all. I always tell you this.
He knows that for sure.
Thank you, Otiak. Thank you so much for your time. Amatyma. Naleli time of it. We'll keep it moving.
Nice.
Hey, Tara. So that's what it's about, bro. Me, I just want to create this cycle of just great fathers out there, man.
Right?
The narrative must change now.
Right?
Yeah.
Man, you're studying something amazing. Who are the guys that you lined up?
So it's you. I've got Andile Nube because he's divorced and single, so there's a different perspective there. I've got Lupi, a gay father, so I want to talk about that element as well. I wanted Tammy, your cousin, but he's not available. Yeah, but I'll shoot him next week. Okay. I've got Bosi Nimbele. Yeah, I want to do Julius as well, so that we can get people who are respected. I will. I'm doing that whole 40-40 challenge with him. Nice. But I wanted people that I'm very close with first. It's easier. Thanks, team. Yo, man, what a beautiful session with Tibo Touch. You know, someone that I look up to, someone that a lot of people actually look up to. You know, the pearls of wisdom from that man is just immeasurable, man, and I just want to thank him for his time, you know. And I think a lot of people that are going to watch this session or interview will get to appreciate him from a different point of view. You know, he's always posting his sons, and he's got an interesting dynamic because they have different mothers. So for me, I always, you know, try and absorb from other people's experiences and, you know, apply it in my own life. That's what this Amatyma series is about. Learning, opening ourselves up as men who are fathers to the challenges, but most importantly, to the solutions that are out there. Let's keep it locked on Amatyma series.
All the fathers, myself included, yourself included.